I'll also share my screen. Okay. Thank you all for joining. So this session is the purpose of this session is to give a bit of an introduction on the new HTC batch portal, specifically for the zone managers. So we're going to go through some of the typical workflows for zone managers, how to approve zones. To do that, we'll also see a bit of how are the zones being requested. How can you see who has now access to my specific zones? How can I revoke access? How can I make other people for my tasks on behalf? So that's what I'm gonna show you today. If there are any questions during the explanation or during the demo, please just interject, and then I'll try to answer them as good as I can. Yeah, so let me just begin. If it's okay, everybody can see my screen. I'm gonna show you things inside or inside the test environment. So we'll also go to the test URL. I think the actual URL of the production system. I think either has already been shared with you guys or will be shared shortly. So when you get to the go to the portal, the first time you go there, you need to log in. Of course, you don't. All the zone managers from the old system have been migrated to the new system already, but you haven't yet set a password yet. So if you go to the URL, the first thing you need to do is to say, okay, I forgot my password. You give your email. You say reset password. You just get a link, and there you can register your new password. Once you have your password, you can actually log into the system. The username to log in is not your email address. It is your badge number. So it's the same badge number that you already have on your old card. It will also that badge number is also migrated, so it will also be the same as your new badge number. So you just use that as your username. Then you use your password that you've set, and then you can log in. What you then see directly is your requests. Your request contains all the zone requests that you did yourself, right? So not the things that other people requested for you, but these are the things that you request yourself. There's a bit of a menu here. You can see, okay, these are the requests for yourself. You have my tasks. So this is where all the requests come from other people, right? So if other people want to get access to your specific zone, then it will show up here. You also have my zones, which where you can see, okay, which are the zones that are currently being managed by myself. And you can also click it and then you can see more. What I want to do is to just go through the flow of a single request. Of course, the request doesn't start with you guys, right? It starts with an employee officer who wants to get access to who wants to give their employees access to one of your zones. So I'll start with that. That's not necessarily something that you will do, of course, although you can also make your own request for other zones. But I think it's good for the bigger picture to kind of see, okay, what do they do? So this is in a different browser. As a different person, I'm gonna put in a new request. So a new request, yeah. As I said, so the requester, in this case, they have to say, okay, what is the reason that I want to have a request? There are some standard reasons. They can also say other and then give you a completely different reason. And then, of course, they have to provide the start and end date for how long do they need access to somewhere. And then they can select the different locations. So this is all the different zones that people can request access for. Yeah, let's pick the one that we have. So for example, workspace to CSM. And here they also immediately select, okay, I want to have either, only day access, or I want to have, 24-hour access. They save it. And then they submit their request. And that's it, right? At this moment, the request has been sent in. And they can, as the requester, they can kind of see, okay, what is happening now. And they can also see, okay, at the moment, it's awaiting approval by Maurits Molen, which is the zone manager of this location. So let me then switch back to the other screen, because this is where we are logged in as Maurits Molen. And you can see that under his request, under his tasks, he sees now that he just got a new one for Martijn Schulman for workspace CSM with the right with the period that was requested. So task, if you know, as a zone manager, you can say at this moment immediately, like, oh, look, I know this person. I know why he has to be here, so I can immediately in bulk. Right now, these are all old requests, but if there's like a bunch of requests, and you know immediately, okay, these people I want to grant access directly, you can just select them here, say immediately, okay, accept, or you can select them all and you say that, oh, I deny them all because I have a very secure zone. I'm not going to let anyone in unless they personally talk to me. So that's how you can do bulk approvals or bulk rejections. Typically, I would expect that you may not know, you might want to see a bit more details, or so then you can actually click on the task. You can also change if you say, okay, I don't want them to be, I think they've requested access for way too long. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna make it shorter. That's possible. You can also click on this little information button next to the person to see, okay, see a bit more information about the person. So you can see here, okay, this is someone from Intel. So based on that, I'm gonna give or not give this access to this person. And you see there's a request for and there's a requester name. So the request for is really the person that needs to get the access, and the requester name is then the employee officer or the person who actually entered the request into the system. Any questions up till now? I think it's fairly straightforward, but if there's any questions, just let me know. Okay.
Maybe I have one question,
Yes.
Menno. So sorry,
Yeah.
I was muted. So this system is more, for your own employees or for people which need to come for service, to the office or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Is this also the same, portal that we're going to use over time, for visitors? So will this, based on the same system?
No.
So people
no.
which come just, for 1 hour and a half.
No. So this is specifically for indeed for people who already have a badge, right? They already have their own HTC badge.
Yes.
and who will come there for a longer time. Technically, you could use it, right? So if you, I know that you have these badges which are non-photo badges, right? The badges without you could get, you could give them access for just for a bit. But typically for visitors, you would use a different
Okay.
workflow. Yeah.
That answers my question. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So you can, what else? You get some more details, and this is actually just the details of the workflow itself. You know that as it's because this technically you could have the system to have different kind of workflows. For HTC, it's always the same, right? Someone gives a request, some manager approves or rejects, and then that's it. So yeah, so here you can approve it, you can reject it. Let's just approve this one, and that's it. You see that your task has been closed. So at this moment, this Martijn Schumann will get access automatically, to get into the workspace. So this is kind of the happy flow, the standard, I guess the main use case of access management. Are there any other questions, maybe?
Yeah, Menno, me, Theo.
Mhm.
The reasons for the badge, are those only to be selected of the 2 or 3 preset reasons? I mean, sometimes it can be a bit of a vague indication.
Yeah, no, so actually there's an other oh, sorry, that's not what I wanted. There's also they can say I have a different reason, and I think these reasons are also just really so they can give their own reason.
Yeah, okay.
I think maybe in the future we will also maybe expand on these request reasons, because these are if you see like, okay, 5 out of 10 times it's not a reason that's not listed here, but it's asked very often, then yeah, we can expand this list to also have some other common reasons that people use.
Yeah, understood. Thank you.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
assume. So one more question. I assume that for every new request we get also an email, correct?
Yes,
or do we have
you
to
get
go
it.
to the system proactively?
No. You get an email. You also see it indeed in this details that an email is sent actually. Yeah. So see here it goes from bottom to top. It was requested. The request is published, and an email is indeed sent to the. I see here. So in the I see that here it speaks over asset owner. I think it's because this is. I think apparently the translations aren't complete yet in the test environment, but this is a synonym for us for zone manager. You can see also that that the email, that there's also an approved email sent then afterwards to the requester, so they also know that okay, something has happened, and I can now get access, or maybe maybe they get a rejection letter saying like, okay, you cannot because of this and this reason.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, let me just show you that as well immediately. Like, okay, what do you do when you want to reject something? It's almost the same. I need to log in as someone else. Okay, so let's say someone else also wants to get access. Okay. Then back to the zone manager. They see this Andrew person. They say, okay, no, I want to reject it. It's just a reject button. But here you can also give them actually, also a completely different reason. So it's a good reason. But then that reject reason is also sent to the requester, so they know, okay, maybe I need to first do some kind of formal training, or I need to get into contact, but it allows you to give a bit more information when you reject a request.
Question: is this the only way to get more information, or is there also an intermediate way that you don't reject it but just ask for extra information?
Currently, it's not in the system. It's not configured like that. So now it's really just approve or reject. Technically, it may be possible to also have some kind of decline flow, right? Where you say, okay, I decline it for now, and then it comes back, and then they can either fix their application, or maybe they can provide more reason or why they need to go, why they need to have access, and then it can go back again. That's currently not the way it's configured. I can maybe see if this is really something that is done, or that's really wanted. Then I could go back to the project team to see if this is something that we need to add to this.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it didn't happen too often, but every now and then, yeah, the reasons are very often very generic. So in some cases, you would really like to get some more information to see what, why is this this request done? Certainly, well, most of the names that you get, well, you don't know. They're not all colleagues, most of them aren't. So that sometimes it's a bit vague why something happens. Certainly, if there's a change of organization, which happened lately. So then it would be good to have an intermediate way to get more information. Otherwise, it's pretty harsh to say reject and then then the entire sequence has to start from the beginning again.
Yeah.
It might also, on the other side, on the requester side, cause a bit of extra work there.
Yeah. No, I see.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. Let me just go to.
I got a technical question.
Yeah, of course.
I changed my password and I logged in, but I only get a white screen. I don't see the complete system.
Okay. Let me. Okay. Just
Marco Wegels.
Marco. Okay. We'll look at it after this session. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. So let me continue with the zones page. Right. Yeah. Again, fairly straightforward. This contains all the zones that you manage. If you click on one, you can see who has permissions to these zones. So let me just go to the workspace CSM. And you see that there's kind of two different ways in our system that people can get permission to a zone. One is or actually there's three different ways. One of them is through this system, through access management. Another one is through visitor management, right? If people will get temporarily access to for an hour or so. And the third is that people will also get them by default because they are from a certain organization, right? So this, if that's correct, that you've already been informed by other by batch support that if, for example, if someone is from CSM or is from a specific organization, then as soon as they are added to the batch portal, then they will immediately get access to the place that they need to work, right? Instead of them having to go again to a zone manager to get requests for something that's somewhere where they need to be every day. And you can see that also here. You can see that there's actually only one person where I can select it. It also says that it's granted by zone manager approval. And then the other ones are, it says created by rule. It's not super. What it means is basically that because Mary is someone from CSM, they automatically get access to the workspace of CSM. So that's also not something that I can revoke as a zone manager, because this is just one of their default rights that they can have. So yeah, I can select it, but I cannot really do much with it. What I can do for this one, and this is the access request that we just approved. You can click it and you can say, okay, I just want to revoke it again because I made a mistake. This is a different Martijn than I thought it was. I'm just going to revoke it. Or you can say, okay, I'm going to change the start time, because in hindsight, he might have he should be able to get access for maybe a bit longer at the end of the period. What's also possible is actually to, as a zone manager, you can also immediately add grant access permissions. Completely sure what's going on here. Seems like it's just loading. And what you but what you could do here is, you can see the screen already, is that you can search through all the users in the system, and immediately, without them having to request access first, you can immediately say, okay, I will give you access directly. Apparently that's.
Do I search via batch number or on name?
You can search on different things. You can search on batch number, you can search on name. I think you can even search on email address or organization. I'm a bit surprised that you don't. Let me try it again. Much better. Let me just show you in a different way how it looks like, the search functionality. 1 second. Because it's the same kind of search functionality that the employee officer has for when requesting access. So I'll just show it. It's fairly similar. Right. So if you would now look for Jan, that will just give you a kind of a selection. You can also do multiple people. So if you want to immediately give access to to all people from CSM, you could even do like this, and then start selecting everyone. Yeah, so as you can see, this is for requesting access, but the search functionality, it works exactly the same. I'm not so sure why why this isn't working right now. Yeah, but in principle, that should just work like that. Yeah, what else can you do here? Yeah, of course you can search, like if you want to know from someone specific, okay, do they have access or not? Or until when do they have access? That's what this what you can do on this page. Yeah, and I think any more questions around this page?
Only do we get the presentation afterward?
Sorry?
Do we get the presentation afterward?
Oh, this recording?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's going to be a site somewhere where this recording will be put together with a manual. I think the manual.
I only joined 20 minutes after start of the meeting, so that's why I missed the introduction.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So the recording will be shared, I think, via website.
Okay. Let's see.
I think so. The last the last of these icons is for your account. Here you can see for yourself, okay, what kind of access do I have right now? But I think more relevant for you is that you can do task delegation. So if you are going to go on vacation, or if you just want to have someone else to delegate your tasks to, you can do it from here. So let's say I want to do it. I want to again the same search. No. No. Oh, sorry. No, this is only for searching in this filter here. So you need to add someone. You say, okay. Yeah, of course you don't see. All right. So I don't know. This is, and then you can say, okay, from start till end. Of course, it need to be active. You save it, and you can see, okay, this person can now do my approvals instead of myself. And then you can also inactive and then save it, and then okay, then they can no longer do it. Yeah, and I think you can have so yeah, that's yeah, task delegation in a nutshell. Are there any questions about this? Is there anything else that you guys want to maybe take a closer look at?
Menno, that active inactive point, can that also be used for people that lose their badges? To make the badge inactive as long as it's lost?
No, this is just for task delegation. Making badges inactive and active, that's really done I think from the credential management system, right? So that's something that usually goes through the badge support. I think that's also the case right now, right? That's not something that the zone manager does. Of course, as a zone manager, you can say, oh, I'm going to immediately revoke access to my zone, right? Just to be 100% sure. But you don't have the functionality to actually inactivate a person's badge from this portal.
Okay, thank you. That was it. How it looked like.
No. This is really just if you like these it's really for these tasks, right? So if you are going on vacation, so you cannot approve or reject requests anymore, then you can say, okay, I'm just gonna make someone a delegate for me, and then you can just do start and end date, but you can also say if this guy doesn't need to be my delegate anymore, then I'm just gonna inactivate him directly. But that's really only relevant to to performing this task. There's no effect on his badge or what kind of access he has. It's just only for these tasks.
would I, when I delegate the task, do I still get the emails for the request, or is that also paused until the delegation time is completed?
That's a good question. I don't know that from the top of my head. I will take a look, and I will. I think we'll also have so on the site where we're gonna share the recording, there will also be FAQ. I will make sure that we have an answer for this one.
Okay, thanks. And then at this moment, there's still two systems, so the old one and this new one. Are those sharing the same database, or do you have to approve requests on both systems?
No, so the idea is that we will do not a big bang migration, but a migration that happens in I think a couple of weeks, right, where everybody will get their new badge, and as soon as everybody has their new badge, they shouldn't. They can also only get requests through the new system. So I think there might be a very short period where you may need to approve requests in both systems, but the idea is that that will be only a very short time.
And the request to get a new badge, I understand there's new badges required for this new system.
Mm-hmm.
How is that done? Does everybody get an email or so, or how does that work? And I can imagine that everybody wants to have the new badge, and they're all in a row at the badge office, which takes a while to wait. So I don't think that that's a very kind way of doing it.
No. So the plan is that all the so like I said, all the data from I think it was from I think the second week of March was migrated to the new system. Since then, we've already started printing all the badges, so with the same name and same picture, but then on the new badge. And the badge also has a new technology behind it. And I think the planning, as far as I'm aware right now, is that in the week after Easter there will be an email sent out to all the badge holders with information about where they can pick up their new badge, or they can bring their. So likely they will be spread out over the different receptions. So they don't have to all go to the this badging desk, but instead it will be spread out over the different receptions.
Okay, we don't have a reception in our building, so then probably have to go to the structure. Okay.
Yeah, it will be per organization, and the email will contain, this organization needs to go to this reception.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And how much time do you have to replace the old badges? Because some people are working from home and already very fond of that, so they're not coming too often to the campus at this moment.
That I actually don't know how long they will stay relevant. I'm checking if I don't know the exact details about that either. Of course, if they're working from home, why do they need a badge? But
well, they also need to be at the office at some point, but I know that some people haven't been in the office or at the campus for more than a year at this moment. So it would be a good reason for them to come to the office after all.
I don't know the question about. I don't know the answer to that. Okay. Are there any other questions? Maybe just particularly about I guess the access management, or is that clear? Okay, then I think for me this was more or less the scope of the demo. I see we're finishing quite early. If there are any more questions, or if there's any more information that you guys need or comments, just reach out either directly to me or to the batch support, and then if necessary they'll forward it to me. Thank you all for joining at least.
Thank you, Menno.
Thank you,
And
Menno.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, and I think you will get some more information neat about where to find the FAQ and the recording and maybe a short manual, but it will be coming your way, I think, in the next couple of weeks. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Is het dan oké met HDR?
Hey Anton. Anton?
Ik heb hem even aangezet.
Hey, ik zie toevallig dat jij nog online bent.
Ja, hij is niet alleen. Ja,
maar hij zit met een hele boek.
Hoi! Nou zitten. Nee, ik wil... Wacht, zal ik mijn beeld aanzetten dan ook?
Nou ja, wat jij wil, hè.
Nou, ik zit hier met Lian.
Oké.
Had jij nog aan ons gedacht?
Altijd.
Ja. Nee, maar met het herstel van je kaartlezers. Sorry, ik ben nou net klos hoor, maar ik gooi me toch even in.
Ja, Michael, die is deze week met vakantie. Ik moet even kijken met Michael hoe het zit met zijn plaatjes. Ja, dat zit deels bij Michael nou.
Oh, de herstel van de...
Herstel van de badges en de...
Ja. Och, jullie zitten er allemaal. Och.
Ja.
Allemaal zo.
Oh. Nee, want ik had er nog steeds in mijn mail staan. Want ik denk van ik laat hem even, want er wordt nog niks verder als actie ondernomen. Dus even een remindertje dan bij deze.
Ja, dat is goed. Nee,
dat is goed.
Ja.
Oké, hartstikke fijn.
Ik moet even kijken of alles binnen is en dan...
Dan komt aan de beurt.
Ja.
Komt goed.
Komt goed. Oké. Volgende keer sneller uitloggen.
Dan hoeft het niet meer, hè?
Ja, dag. Doei.
Ik hoef niet te plannen. Ik moet hem even uitzetten.
Ja, zo. Nee.
Nog iemand?